Hello, hi, how are you all? Welcome to MDS Coaching Institute Koratla, and I am your coach Mohammad Sohail. So, friends, in the previous video, we have discussed about the sixth Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, and in this video today we are discussing the first Mughal Emperor and the founder of the Mughal dynasty, Babar. The first Mughal emperor was Babar, and the Mughal dynasty was founded by Babar. So, friends, in this video, we will see the complete history of Emperor Babar, his battles, Emperor Babar's coinage, his early life, and all about the Babar. So, let's see the today's topic. So, friends, today's topic is the first Mughal emperor Babar history and the founder of the Mughal dynasty in India. So, Emperor Babar was the first Mughal emperor and the founder of the Mughal dynasty. Okay, friends. So, see the next reign. Emperor Babar has ruled from 20 April 1526 to 26 December 1530. 4 years Babar has ruled as the first Mughal emperor, and the successor was after Emperor Babar, Humayun. Emperor Humayun became the second Mughal emperor, and the full name of Emperor Babar is Zahiruddin Muhammad. Zahiruddin Muhammad. Born. When was Babar born? 14th February 1483. Babar was born in the place Andijan. Andijan is present in now present day Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan country. This Andijan is present in the Timurid Empire. Timurid Empire. So basically he belongs from the Timurid Empire. In detailed topic I will explain what is this Timurid Empire and father of Emperor Babar. And Babar died on 26 December 1530 at aged 47. In the age of 47, Babar died or ruled for only 4 years. Burial and the resting place of Babar is now present in Bagh-e-Babar. Bagh-e-Babar is the resting place of Emperor Babar in Kabul. Kabul is the capital city of Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, Bagh-e-Babar is present, the resting place of the Emperor Babar. And the father of Babar was Umar Sheikh Mirza. Umar Sheikh Mirza. And the mother of Babar was Khutluk Nigar Khanum. Khutluk Nigar Khanum was the mother of Babar, and religion was Sunni Islam. So see here, friends. Basically, Babar was an Afghan ruler. Afghanistan. He belongs from Central Asia because his father was a governor of Timurid Empire of Farghan. And in front I will tell the places Samarkand, all the places. So ruler of Kabul. So Babar became the ruler of Kabul from 1504 to 1530. He ruled Kabul, and ruler of Samarkand. Babar has also ruled Samarkand for 3 times, and the first reign from 1497 to 1498, second reign from 1500 to 1501, and third reign to 1511 to 1512. Just so see here, ruler of Fargana. Babar's father Umar Sheikh Mirza was the governor of Fargana, and his mother also belongs to a royal family, that is Mogolistan. So, ruler of Fargana, first time Just at the age of 11 years, Babur ruled Fargana. In 83 he was born, and 94 just for 11 years he ruled Fargana from 94 to 1497, and for second time second reign 1498 to 1500. So let's here see. So friends, here just look out. Here Timur, emperor of Timurid Empire, the first the first ruler was Timur itself, and him on his name the empire was created, Timurid Empire. And after Timur, Prince Miran Shah ruled from 1366 to 1498, and after Miran Shah, Prince Sultan Muhammad has ruled. After Sultan Muhammad, Sultan Abu Said, ruler of Samarkand, ruled for it, and after Sultan Abu Said, Umar Sheikh Mirza, the father of Babur, ruled Kabul. And after Umar Sheikh Mirza, the legal heir was Babur, and the Babur founded the Mughal dynasty in India. So let's see here the early life of first Mughal emperor Babur. Babur was born in Andijan in the Fargana Valley in present-day Uzbekistan. So Babur was born in Andijan in Fargana Valley. I have told you in present-day Uzbekistan, and this Fargana Valley is present, and was the eldest son of Umar Sheikh Mirza. Umar Sheikh Mirza, eldest son Babur, and this Umar Sheikh Mirza has ruled as the governor of Fargana from 1456 to 1494, and from 1469 to 1494, and a great great grandson of Timur. And Babur belongs to a because her mother was belonged from Mughalistan dynasty. 1336 to 1405. Babur ascended the throne of Fargana in its capital Aksikent in 1494 at the age of 12 and faced rebellion. Just at the age of 12, Babur ascended the throne, and in Fargana capital was at that time now present Uzbekistan capital is Tashkent, and Tashkent is now present Aksiskent. He conquered Samarkand 2 years later. Babur conquered this Samarkand after 2 years later and lost to Fargana soon after. And Fargana he lost, and Samarkand he conquered. In his attempt to reconquer Fargana, as Fargana was lost from him, so he attempted to reconquer it, Fargana, once again, but he lost control of Samarkand. And at last, two of the empires, Samarkand and Fargana, lost from Babur. In 1501, his attempt to recapture both the regions failed. So when Muhammad Shaybani defeated him, Shaybani totally defeated the Babur. After defeating and losing two empires, Babur, after losing Samarkand for the third time, three times Babur has lost the Samarkand, and Babur turned his attention to India. Babur turned his attention to India after losing three times Samarkand. At that time, some parts of the Indo-Gangetic plains of the India subcontinent was ruled by the Ibrahim Lodi of the Afghan Lodi dynasty. At that time, the India in the Delhi was ruled by the Ibrahim Lodi, the Afghan Lodi dynasty. And Indian monarchs, I have been taught you about these all dynasties. So Ibrahim Lodi, before the Mughal dynasty, Lodi dynasty was present. So Ibrahim Lodi ruling the Delhi. So while much of Rajasthan, just northwest side, Rajasthan, Malwa and northern Gujarat were under the control of Rana Singh. Rana Singh were ruling the Rajasthan, Malwa and the northern Gujarat areas with the capital of Chittor. With the capital of Chittor they ruling. He faced his strongest opposition from Sisodia king Rana Singh, whom Babur called the greatest Indian king of that time along with Krishna Deva Rai. So Babur fought with Rana Sanga and called in Babur wrote a book called Babur Nama. In that book he wrote that So Rana Sanga was one of the greatest Indian king, and along with Sri Krishna Devaraya, the Vijayanagara Empire in the southern India, these two were the greatest Indian kings. The Babar has written in his book Babar Nama. However, Sangha suffered a major defeat in the Battle of Khanwa due to Babar's skillful positioning of troops and modern tactics. In front, I will teach you what is Battle of Khanwa. So, in this Battle of Khanwa, Rana Sangha was defeated majorly by the Babar's skillful troops and the modern tactics, and the battle was more historic even than the first battle of Panipat in the Indian history. Do you know that first battle of Panipat is the major battle in the Indian history? But more than the first battle of Panipat, the battle of Khanwa has gained the first rank in the Indian history. He wrote the Babarnama in Chaghatai Turkic, yeah, in the another language, the Turkey language, Babarnama, but it was later translated into Persian language during the reign of Akbar. Akbar translated into Persian language. And Babur died in 1530. Babur died in 1530, ruling after 4 years as the Mughal emperor in Agra. And Humayun succeeded him, and his successor was Emperor Humayun. Babur was first buried in Agra. Babur, after death of Babur, Babur was buried in Agra. But as per his wishes, what was his wish? That he should move to Kabul and reburied. So his remains were moved to Kabul and reburied. He ranks as a national hero in Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan, present Central Asia countries, Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan. He ranks as a national hero in these countries. So let's see the battles of Babur. First battle of Panipat 1. In November 1525, Babur got news at Peshawar. Babur got a news at Peshawar that Daulat Khan Lodi has switched sides and he drove out Alauddin. So Daulat Khan Lodi has moved a plan to drop out the Alauddin Khilji, but Babur then marched on to Lahore to confront Daulat Khan Lodi, only to see Daulat's army melt away at their approach. So just for seeing the Daulat Khan Lodi's army, Babur marched to Lahore and approached it, and Daulat Khan surrendered and was pardoned. So after seeing the Babur and his army, Daulat Khan Lodi surrendered himself and asked for forgiveness. Thus, within 3 weeks of crossing the Indus River, Babur had become the master of Punjab. The great Indus River, the great Indus, which is also the Sindh River, it was crossed by the Babur and his military within 3 weeks, and it also a major work done by the Babur and became the master of Punjab. And Babur marched on to Delhi. Babur was going from Lahore to Delhi via Sarhind. He reached Panipat. When he reached Panipat on 20 April 1526, and there he met Ibrahim Lodi's numerical superior army, about 1 lakh soldiers and 100 elephants. Babur was surprised to see that in the place of Panipat, Ibrahim Lodi was standing with a superior army of 1 lakh soldiers and 100 elephants. In the battle that began on the following day, and now the battle of Panipat has started on the 20 April 1526 between the Babur and Ibrahim Lodi. Babur used the tactic of Tulukma. Tulukma tactic he has used encircling Ibrahim Lodi's army, circled around Ibrahim Lodi's army by Mughal army and forcing it to face artillery fire directly, and the artillery's cannons all are firing her. All fires have been directed from all sides because Mughal army has surrounded the Ibrahim Lodi's army. Ibrahim Lodi died during the battle. So unexpectedly Ibrahim Lodi died in this battle, thus ending the Lodi dynasty has ended. And then the Mughal dynasty has been started. So next battle was Battle of Khanwa. After the battle of Panipat, Babur occupied Delhi and Agra. Babur occupied Delhi and Agra because Lodi dynasty has been vanished. Took the throne of Lodi, and the throne was accessed by the Babur and established the Mughal dynasty and laid the foundation for the eventual rise of the Mughal rule in India. However, before he became North India's ruler, he had to fend off challengers such as Rana Sanga. He became the ruler of North, but in the like Rajasthan, Malwa, northern Gujarat, northwest areas, Rana Sanga was ruling. So the Battle of Khanwa was fought between Babar and the Rajput ruler of Mewad, Rana Sanga, on 16th March 1527, a decisive battle in the Indian history. In the Indian history, the more than the I will tell friend, Khanwa battle was fought between Rajput ruler Rana Sanga and Babar. So Rana Sanga wanted to overthrow Babar, whom he considered to be a foreigner ruling in India. Rana Sanga thought that what a foreigner came to India and he is ruling in India from Delhi. So he wanted to overthrow the Babar, Rana Sanga, the king of Mewad, and also to extend the Rajpuri territories to annexing Delhi and Agra. And this Rana Sanga has the plan to extend its territories to the Delhi and Agra by annexing it. So he was supported by Afghan chiefs who felt Babar has been deceptive by refusing to fulfill promise made to them. Rana Sanga thought that Babar has not fulfilled my promises and refusing it. So upon receiving news on Rana Sanga's advance towards Agra, so Babar got a news that Rana Sanga was marching towards the Agra to battle to fight against the Babar. So Babar took a defensive position at Khanwa. So Babar and his military went a defensive position at Khanwa. Currently in the Indian state of Rajasthan, this Khanwa is present now, from where he hoped to launch a counter attack later. So where his military troops were present near Khanwa to counter attack to Rana Sanga army. So according to K.V. Krishna Rao, Babar won the battle because of his superior generalship and modern tactics. By superior generalship and his commanding by modern tactics, Babar was won the Battle of Khanwa, and the battle was one of the greatest in India that featured cannons and muskets. In that battle, cannons and muskets were used, and it was the most fearsome and decisive battle in the Indian history, more than the first battle of Panipat. And the next battle was Battle of Chanderi, and this battle took place in the aftermath of the Battle of Khanwa. After the Battle of Khanwa, this Battle of Chanderi was done. On receiving news that Rana Sanga made preparations to renew the conflict with him, he wanted to renew the conflicts with Babar. Babar declined to isolate the Rana by inflicting a military defeat one of his staunchest allies, Medini Rai, and this Medini Rai was the ruler of Malwa. And upon reaching Chanderi, when the Babar reached Chanderi on 20 January 1528, Babar offered Shamshabad to Medini Rao in exchange for Chanderi. So Babar offered, you take Shamshabad and I will rule Chanderi, you rule Shamshabad. He gave an offer to Medini Rai, the ruler of Malwa, but the offer was rejected, and the offer was rejected by Medini Rao and Medini Rai. The outer fortress of Chanderi was taken by Babar army at the night, and the fort where the fort of Malwa was captured by the Mughal army in the night, and the next morning the upper fort was also captured, and the Babar himself expressed surprise that the upper fort has fallen within an hour of the final assault. Within an hour the military has captured the upper fort. So like this battle of Chanderi has done in the Mughal first Mughal emperor Babar's rule. And the Babar's coinage, these are the coins of Babar when he ruled. In 1524, Babar invaded India. He invaded India in 1524, defeating the Sultan of Delhi in a great battle of Panipat in April 21, 1526. From his new capital at Agra, and he established the capital at Agra, Babar issued broad thin silver coins about 4.6 grams, called Shahrukhi coins, named for Shahrukh, ruler of a Central Asian empire, who first issued in Central Asia. A Shahrukh ruler issued before Babar, so Akbar reissued in the name of ruler Shahrukhi and called it Shahrukhi. And these coins, see, Babar's early coinage was stuck in Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, where he ruled Fargana, Samarkand, Babar's early coinage was a unique Mithqal or Ashrafi, a gold piece of 4.7 grams, dated to AH 930, about 1523. century sold for, here the recent coins were sold for 1,20,000 American dollars in a recent Swiss action. These coins. Okay, friends. So next is the Babur's architecture. So Babur's architecture was not more. Fewer monuments are present. In addition to that, Babur has constructed numerous tombs. So many tombs are present constructed by Babur. Mosques, very great mosques are present in India, Lahore, Afghanistan, so many places. Avenue Garden in Kabul, present in Afghanistan. Avenue Garden, beautiful gardens and madrasas in every provinces and palaces where he ruled. So, and Babri Masjid, which was demolished in 1992 in Ayodhya, it was also constructed by Babur. And Jama Masjid and Panipat Mosque, where the first battle Panipat, second battle of Panipat has done. And Kabuli Bagh Mosque, present in Kabul, are known to be fewer monuments created by Mughal Emperor Babur. So these monuments are not so famous, but fewer monuments are like the Shah Jahan constructed Taj Mahal, Akbar has constructed Fatehpur Sikri, and Aurangzeb. So most of the constructions are done by Akbar and Shah Jahan only. Okay, friends. So remaining Mughal emperors are also have done the architecture, but fewer monuments are created. So friends, this is the total history of first Mughal emperor Babur and the founder of Mughal dynasty. If you like this video, share this video and comment on this video. And if you have any doubts, please type in comment section, and I will query about it. So stay home, stay safe. I will meet you in the next video. Thank you.